All right, welcome to the 2-hour webinar about what is AI today and how I can get started professionally in tourism industry. Would you like to give some starting words, Marika?
Yes, thank you, Ville. I'm so happy to have such an excellent turnout of participants today. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Arctic Europe Tourism Cluster webinar on artificial intelligence for tourism. And as an Interreg Aurora funded project, we're ever so happy to present you all with this first in a series of 3 webinars concentrating on AI. And yeah, without further ado, actually, I'm going to give the virtual floor to you, Ville. So on behalf of myself and the whole AETC team, what a pleasure. So enjoy the AI ride, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Marika. All right. So without further ado, my name is Ville Pohjonen. I'm your coach today. I'm the Chief Creative Director and Entrepreneur of Kuulu, making impressive visual projects for clients since 2011, and a video and marketing AI coach, and been winning a lot of trophies during the years too. And as you can see, the recording is on. We will be recording this for later use, so until the point that we go to the hands-on coaching. So the basic idea is that I first talk for 1 hour, and then you get to try out everything, and we'll go through what the basics about the instructions about how to get the most out of this webinar as in a couple of moments. But today's agenda first. We're going to go through the basics of what AI is today for us all, explore the AI's current capabilities and impact basically. And then we're going to go further down the funnel to tourism business. What does AI mean in tourism business in practice and also in the larger scale? So we're going to discover some great applications that other companies have used in travel industry. And we're going to also see some leading company use cases in how other companies are using AI. And then some what kind of implementations you can basically practically use for content in the AI era. And of course, we're going to go through many basic practical tips and tricks for a few different apps that will help you get the most out of AI, even if you're just starting out on your great AI adventure. And talking about your backgrounds, who you are. Many of you answered the questionnaire, so one of the questions was, have you used AI tools before? As you can see, many of you have dabbled in AI, as they say, and also for many of you, this is your first touch to using AI practically. And for all of you, this coaching I will try to cater information that is very simple to understand for those who are new to AI, and also for those who are more experienced. I'm sure you'll find some epic tips and tricks that will help you to get even more out of AI. And then how familiar you are with using AI. A couple of you were very advanced, but most of you are not familiar at all or on beginner level. So that's why we're going through the very basics for the start, and then in the hands-on section we also have some advanced tips and tricks that you can try out. Has your company organization already developed any practices or procedures related to the use of AI? Well, some people are already well ahead, and then some are yes, and most are not sure, which is pretty normal. Like a lot of companies, there's not like a lot of communication going on about AI, and that's why it's even more important that you are here and we can get to talk about it, because it's something that will affect all of our lives, whether we like it or not. And then what particular areas of interest within AI you'd like to cover in the webinar is the basics, of course, some web design and idea generation and planning, especially marketing and content. That's what we're gonna go deeply into today. And then practical use, some pitfalls, we're gonna go through those. And I'm gonna share a great app that you can use for making presentation and creating articles. And some people are just curious to learn more. And everyday workload in developing processes and content creation, and how you can use AI to process and analyze data in terms of business development. We're gonna go through all of that also. And then some automation bots for prospecting customers via different channels, bots for raising engagement in social media channels. We're not going to go too deeply into the bot side today because, we only have 1 hour of this lecture part today. So I hope you'll forgive me. I don't give answers to all of AI secrets in this 1 hour. But most of those that you have written out, we will go at least lightly into. All right, and then as I promised, webinar how-to. You can ask questions in the chat. I have the chat right in front of my eyes, so if you have any questions during the webinar, just hit it up. We'll be sure to answer those as good as we can, at latest in the hands-on section of the webinar. And the recording will be available so you can access the webinar later. And then it's going to be a 2-part structure, as I said. First hour is just me coaching away, and then we will be handing out some hands-on exercises. You can try for 1 hour, different parts, different prompts for different tools, and then as you have any questions, I will be here to help you. So get ready for a ride. All right, let's start with the top level. Basically, what is AI? In the end, like the AI that we use today is a system that mimics, in a way, human intelligence, like vision, speech, decision-making, and translation. Tony Kratari is already asking the big questions. Are you real or AI? And I have made my own like digital twin. Let's see if we have some time. I can share, like, you can do your own digital twin in an app called Heigen. I can put it there. So if you want to just troll your work friends, you can make your own digital twin and put them into the meeting you're going into and have a laugh. So let's see if we can go into that deeper into that later in the coaching. But the key technologies about AI is machine learning, making machines learn better towards one goal, basically step at a time, some deep learning, natural language processing, and computer vision. Most of the tools that we use today are using the machine learning and deep learning and natural language processing, but there are some computer vision features also in the most popular apps. And then if you think about the business side, because that's what we're interested in mostly, is like, okay, AI is nice and cool, there's a lot of tips and tricks, but how can I apply it in my own business or the business I'm working at? So the current stage is that the adoption rate in AI is increasing a lot. AI integration across industries is accelerating as we speak, and driving innovations are the new products and services that are just popping out all the time. I'm subscribed to a lot of newsletters and podcasts about AI, and I basically start my morning just like going through all of that, and it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff going up every day, and I'm not going to talk about all the newest stuff today. I'm going to mainly focus on the sure applications that are like really useful for you today and tomorrow, not just like some one moment fancy, basically. So then there's the idea about enhancing the customer experience to make the business work better. So you can create a lot of new content like personalized, efficient customer interactions, be it emails or newsletters or just blog articles or anything. So that's a way to just like boost the way you can serve your clients. And then, of course, like data-driven decisions. This is what I use a lot during the day, just to get improved insights for strategic planning in the business you're into. You can use, we will go into that also and check out some cool prompts that you can use to just improve your decision making. Okay, let's go deeper into the AI adoption acceleration, basically some numbers. So companies are rapidly integrating AI. Actually, like 77% of companies approximately are using and exploring it, with 83% making it a top priority. So if you're not having AI in some way in your strategy as a business, then you should think maybe you should think again, like, could you some way implement AI in your business strategy today? And global AI market is expected to reach 1.8 trillion by 2030, growing 38.1% yearly. So that's quite a leap, even for already a pretty big market. So there's a widespread adoption. AI use jumped to 72% in 2024, up from 50% in recent years. And then the global impact is that over 2/3 of organizations in nearly every region have adopted AI in 2024. And the expanded implementation is that 50% of companies have AI in two or more functions, up from less than a third in 2023. So in every field, basically, we're seeing more adoption of AI implementations. And there's going to be an expansive growth and prioritization of AI for growth. You can go to Spectra, the link there, if you will send you the material so you can check those out. And then there's going to be an innovation boost because you can generate such great content with AI, and productivity gains are basically like, these are always like 64%. What does that mean? But 64% of companies anticipate significant productivity increase from AI. So in some way, AI is going to help your productivity too. And we're going to go through the practical stuff today. So how AI improves customer experiences? This is something that is going to be a big factor in tourism industry. Like, many companies see a 10% or more increase in customer satisfaction by using AI. And I think when companies get more the hang of how they can really use AI, that percentage is going to even grow. And top executives see AI as critical priority mostly, and AI can transform operations. It can enable self-service and provide valuable insights through that, and it can double or triple the use of self-service tools, making things more efficient. And over half of customers want AI to help them, which is like, so many times we think about like, is AI something that people are mostly afraid of? Well, I think people are afraid of the big concepts about the future and AI, but when you get to the practical tools that use AI to help customers, people are really happy to use those. So there's this kind of controversy in people's thinking, like the big idea about AI taking over the world, which is unlikely to happen, is something they're afraid of. But when you go to the practical implementations, they're just happy to be served better. And nearly half want personalized offers, which is something that AI can help scale businesses at. And some of you asked about the AI pitfalls, so I've gathered the most important ones. One of them is, of course, like you could get like really excited about AI after this webinar and you're like, I'm gonna like get rid of all of everything else, I'm just gonna go full on in AI. You shouldn't, because AI is best at like augmenting the stuff that you're already good at. So avoid relying solely on AI. Like the best way to use AI at the moment is that you have a expertise and you're just amping it up a little with AI. And then there's the data security. There's a lot of ways you can analyze data with AI, but you should be wary of putting your like clients' email and phone numbers there or some personalized information. If you use your customer data, be sure to remove all of the personalized data from it, so you can't like pinpoint this data was from that person. So be wary of that. So ensure compliance with privacy laws and protect customer data. And then, of course, be wary of the bias. Every AI text generation tool and visual generation tool, they have certain bias. And you should always just check out every text and photo with clear eyes and before you post anything out that is just strictly created by AI, because there's always going to be some bias, some false information and stuff like that. So you can't use AI basically just like a wise old man that always tells you the right things, because it's not going to do that. It's AI has been trained with a lot of information, and in a lot of that information there is some bias, and that's going to affect what kind of information the AI is going to give you and what kind of results it's going to give you. So be wary of that too. And then think about the context. Like you should always train the AI for your specific needs and provide as much context as you can for the tools so they can help you better. And we'll go deeper into that in a moment. And then let's go to the tourism side. So basically how AI can transform tourism and its marketing and business is that we have enhanced content. We can use AI tools to streamline content creations. We have some great prompts for you later in the webinar for that. And you should always, as I said before, have yourself or your colleagues edit and refine what the AI gives you. So don't just go like, oh, this is ready, let's post that. Just always check to be sure. And over 3/4 of savvy marketers, according to Dant online, are using generative AI for content already. So you should join that pack because it's awesome. Then you can, of course, like we said before, create personalized experiences. You can analyze data to tailor content to boost engagement, be it in the emails or newsletters or blog articles or social media posts. And majority of consumers, as we said, welcome AI-generated recommendations and improved insights. You can get AI-identified audience preferences and uncover trends, optimizing marketing strategies. You can be more efficient by automating tasks like content creation. And when I say automation, remember that even if it's automated, it doesn't mean that it shouldn't be like supervised. You should always check before you post. And large tourism firms are going to have about 30% of communications AI generated by 2025. So it's a big deal in the big companies already. And then you can use it for even predictive analytics. You can have AI analyze booking patterns to identify popular destinations, informing targeted campaigns, see which kind of people are really interested at the moment about coming to Lapland for traveling, and aim at the content that you create with AI to those fields and create personalized messages. These all go together, and you can use them to amp up your business. So these are the big players I mentioned and how they're using AI at the moment. The Skyscanner is using AI chatbots, basically AI-powered chatbots that simplify booking with personalized recommendations and dynamic pricing. This is something that we're not going to go too deeply into today because it's a lot more technical, but maybe in the future webinars. And then Expedia is analyzing user data to provide tailored hotel recommendations, improving engagement. And then Marriott is using dynamic pricing, basically AI-driven revenue management, adjust the pricing in real time based on market trends. This is something that also you need to be wary of. Like if you go full into automated dynamic pricing, there's probably gonna be some funny things happening too, but also it's something you should investigate and see if it works for you. And then Dorchester's service insights basically means that they have AI analyze customer feedback to uncover insights and enhance service experiences. This is something that I really recommend, that when you get customer feedback, and there's a lot of if you get a lot of feedback, you're probably not going to read them all and analyze them, but even if you read them all, you can use AI without, of course, the names of the clients and stuff like that, to analyze what are the trends in the feedback and make adjustments to your business. So it really helps you along to be a better server for your customers. And then we have the ideation and creativity part, which is basically we can use it for generative ideation. We will go into the prompts soon, which is basically you can have a brainstorming session about business ideas, about like content ideas, and AI can offer you fresh ideas and concepts to drive innovation in your projects. And then you can have AI provide alternative viewpoints and suggestions, enhancing like how you think about your business or your content or any parts of your tourism business from diverse angles. You can do actionable proposals. You can streamline your decision making. You can do strategic planning. Basically, you can have AI create detailed project plans, timelines, roadmaps, everything, and you can optimize your resources. So basically, AI can help optimize the allocations of resources, including time and budgets, to maximize effectiveness. We have a lot of prompts for you today, and many of them will cater to those needs. But if there's something that you didn't find like a prompt in this webinar in the hands-on section, you can just ask, and I will find a suitable prompt that will help you to cater to just that need. All right. So in the ideation and creativity part, you can, for example, create new travel packages. You can create marketing concepts. You can create ideas for innovative experiences. And you can also harness AI for market insights. We will go through that in a moment, how that works practically. You can investigate the global travel trends. AI can give you more information. It just scores the web and every data set they have and provide you real-time analysis, like what is the situations at the moment. And you can use it for search for emerging destinations, like predictive modeling for future hotspots. So you can like see if your spot is in there and you can go further because all of the 3 tools that we're looking at today, which we will go into in a moment, they work by you having a conversation basically with the AI. So you can, for everything you ask the AI, you can after that have a conversation about that information. So you can go really deep into the like for example the global travel trends with the AI through the discussion. And then you can check through the travel preferences. You can have deep learning from social media and bookings, like what kind of travel preferences, different kind of people, be it like 35 to 45-year-old English or British people, what kind of stuff do they like about their Lapland adventures? And you can think, okay, can I implement that into my business, and how I can implement into my business? You can also ask that from AI. So you can, as I said, you can go from discussion to the deeper levels of learning. And then, of course, you can create blog posts, for example, about destination guides, travel tips. You can do it in many languages. Of course, it's always a bit risky to do it in a language you don't know at all. But for that, there's a nice tool called DeepL, which is a bit more reliable with their translations also. Social media, of course, automated posting and engagement strategies. Then you can do ad copy and like have a really like inspirational or effective copies for posts and ads that will get you more clients. And then, of course, there's the visual content creation. Actually, all of the photos you see in this set that I've gone through are created with AI. So there's a lot of images created with AI for even this presentation. You can generate images with AI. You can even have AI edit you videos with one click, and you can have infographic designs made, and you can even do text to video. And this is the DeepL translation service that I mentioned. We won't go too deeply into that today because we've already used half an hour of our time, but we still have good time for the prompting part. So what DeepL is really great for tourism is, of course, like you can have real-time translation. You can do translation for your whole website. You can do blog translation. You can basically do translation with all of the tools that we use today, but DeepL is a little bit better because its main focus is translation. So the quality is much better and more reliable. Even if you don't know the language, you probably can trust what the DeepL gives you. Then you can do the customer data analysis. You can do traveler segmentation, which leads to preference prediction, which leads to booking pattern analysis. And you can go deep into the rabbit hole of how you can use customer data to get the most out of your business. And then the sales part, you can use the data collection and analysis to gain insights from booking history, social media preferences, and spending patterns. And again, with all this information, you should always use data that is not including any personalized emails, phone numbers, addresses, or stuff like that. Nina Forsell asks, is DeepL both for written text and speech? Yeah, you can use speech to text on web translation too. So yeah, awesome. How do you compare all the AI tools like DeepL against, for example, Google tool, which also uses AI within? Google, like with its AI version, is really good too, but from my practical experience with DeepL and the way we've used it to go and translate whole websites and stuff like that, it's a lot more reliable. Like Google is good when it works, but sometimes it gives out like funny results basically. So DeepL is something I would like trust even with a language I don't understand. Google, I wouldn't, because I just couldn't. It might work, but also it might not. So that's why I use DeepL mostly, because they're really just focused on the translation part. Google and Google Gemini and all the other tools, they do so much more. It's not their focus, basically. So in the sales part also, you can use customized proposals, offer personalized itineraries, tailored email drafts, and custom travel packages. And we have some prompts about that too. And then you can use sales optimization, leverage AI-crafted pitches for automated follow-ups and lead scoring to improve sales through HubSpot or other CRM tools. But for the content creation part, this is the basic idea how it works before we go into the tools and into the prompts. How you can create answers to anything in AI is basically you first have to give it as much information about your needs, your goals, your timelines, and everything as you can. Because if you just give out the prompt that, for example, in a couple of slides, you're going to get many great prompts, but if you don't give the AI information about your situation, about your business, it's not going to work as well, because it's going to give you really generic answers after that. But if you give the AI information about what you want to achieve, what your goals are, what your limitations are, and then you give the prompt that I've put in a couple of slides downward, it's going to provide much better results. And if after that you iterate with the AI tool, you can just refine the results like through discussion with the AI. So that's the best way to use AI. So if you've ever used AI, for example, just put out a question there and you get an answer and you're like, well, that's generic and doesn't really apply to me. It's because the AI doesn't know what you want and who you are. But if you tell them who your customers are, what your business is, what your aim is with your business, how you want to grow, and then you ask the question that you want specific answers to, it's a whole different vibe after that. And after you've produced something that is really nice and it's like spot on, even after that, you should read through it. And in the best, if you're going to post it somewhere or use it publicly, you should just add the spice of your own tone of voice, basically just modify it a bit from here and there at least, so it's not like generic AI stuff, basically. So even if AI gives you a really, really great answer, AI always has this, every AI tool has this, they have these little giveaways that you don't notice if you're not used to those kind of tools, but if you use those kind of tools every day, you're going to notice those little giveaways. So always go through the text and refine it by yourself also, even if it's a really, really great text. All right, then we go into the tools, something you've been waiting for, I imagine. And first we have, of course, ChatGPT, the old king of the market. Basically, ChatGPT is best for idea generation and content creation. That's what it excels at. And then we have Google Gemini, which is best for travel trends and customer insights, because it's straight linked into the Google data set. So it has really nice information about, for example, like what are the schedules of planes and how many planes are coming to Lapland this year, and what kind of travel trends are in certain fields or for certain demographics. And you get a lot of great customer insight. And then we have Google Copilot, which is great for data. Basically, you get great market research. You can do competition analysis greatly with Copilot. And all these three, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Copilot, they're the three main contenders basically in the AI chat tools. all of the prompts that I have later in this webinar, you can use for any of these 3 tools, and they're gonna provide pretty good answers. But these are the main, like if you're searching for a tool that is you want to do idea generations and content creation, then I tell you like ChatGPT is the best. If you're mainly into trying to find the customer insights, travel trends, then go with Google Gemini. And if you want to just do business market research and competition analysis, go with Copilot. And basically, if you want all of that, then I would say go with Google Gemini or ChatGPT, because Copilot, well, if you're not in Microsoft 365 system, you don't have the whole Microsoft ecosystem, then probably you're better off with ChatGPT or Google Gemini. Copilot is coming a bit behind, at least for now. And then we have Canva Pro. Anything you want to create visual or marketing materials, there's a lot of AI tools inside Canva. Basically, there's like almost 90 different add-ons that you can use that use AI in Canva. So that's something like this. You can generate images and text and everything, even like AI avatars and stuff like that, straight inside Canva. Then we have the DeepL, which is basically high quality translations. And then we have Gamma, which is something I used actually to create this presentation. Some of you asked, like, how can I create presentations with AI? This Gamma is the first one that actually works. I've tried all of them. Like, there's a lot. And every other one has been really, really bad. It's like I end up just using more time just refining their results instead of just making great quality content. But with Gamma, you can create great like structure for a presentation. It can generate images straight in the Gamma workspace and everything. Of course, it's not something that works for everything the best way, but it's nice to have everything if you need it in the same spot. So I usually use all of these tools together, even if basically like Gamma can do text generation and they can do image generation, but I still mostly use I use ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Copilot, DeepL, Midjourney, Flicky AI. I use them together because they all have this specific one thing that they're best at. And when you want the best, you can't just go full on with one tool. You have to combine all of those tools. But while saying that, if your budget is like minimal, then you're probably best off using first one of the 3 tools, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, or Copilot. They're all basically $20 a month for the paid version, and you can start off using the free version. So that's something that you should also take into account. And actually, Gamma is also going to be starting out a website generation tool. So that's also something that is pretty interesting, that you can create websites with this standard level of quality that Gamma has for presentations. It's really nice. And then one of my favorite tools is Midjourney. You can basically create images from text. You can do that also with ChatGPT, but Midjourney is at the moment the best. There's some competition coming from Europe from this tool called Flux, and there's of course Leonardo and Stable Diffusion and stuff like that. But still, for the moment, the Midjourney is my favorite. If you want to generate really high quality images with AI, then go with Midjourney. And then we have Flicky.ai, which is basically automated social media videos. You can basically just give a prompt that I want a travel video about like husky rides in Lapland, and it will search for good B-roll footage that works for that field, and then it will also make a speech for the video telling about the husky rides, and it will also, you can customize it to fit your brand also. Guys is asking, is there any working AI translate plugin for WordPress yet? I think there are, but I actually don't know. I can just search out quickly because I haven't, we use HubSpot today with our company, so we haven't used WordPress for a while. Well, actually, DeepL has a WordPress plugin, so that's something you should check out, I think. They have this Neuronto. I haven't tried that one yet, but probably something that would work because DeepL is so good. And then other great AI tools, there's Ventures AI, which is basically you can add your business ideas and information about your business, and it will analyze that and give you recommendations what you should do next with your business. Sophie Holmgren is asking, which tool do you use to reply to our questions? Well, for that I used Google, just a quick Google search, but actually this Perplexity research tool is something that is like Google on steroids, because you can really like find deep information about any field by using Perplexity, and it's one of the main contenders of Google actually in the search field at the moment. Of course, it's still pretty much starting out, but it's one of the most hyped AI startups at the moment, and the tool is really great. So that's something I would recommend to look into. You can start out free also from that for that tool. Then there's Claude.ai, which is also a AI chat tool like ChatGPT, Google, Gemini, and Copilot. I've been using it for about a month now on daily basis. It's great for creative stuff. When you like, ChatGPT is good for creating ideas and content, but if you want really creative stuff, I usually go to Claude AI. It's the creative stuff where you're like, okay, I need a really great like ad campaign slogan or stuff like that. Usually Claude is the one that provides a bit better results than ChatGPT. And okay, so we have our three main contenders. We have ChatGPT, Gemini, and Copilot. This is basically just a roundup, like what are their strengths and weaknesses. For ChatGPT, you get like fast human-like text, multi-platform, but it's less effective for coding or data sets, usually like analyzing data, like your customer analysis and stuff like that. It can do that, but usually it kind of like, sometimes it doesn't seem to go through all of the information that you give it to it. It's kind of like skips ahead through through some of the information, so it's not too good for that. Then we have Gemini, which is it has advanced content features like the travel insights, travel trends, and stuff like that. And it's not as good in just generating like relaxed, nice, like human-like text content, but it's a really good all-rounder. And because it's attached to Google, it gets a lot of data insight. Then we have the Copilot, which is actually like really good with data, and it integrates with different editors. It's efficient for teams. It can, if you're using the Microsoft 365 environment, it can go through all your emails and stuff like that and give you analysis about what's happening in your email, or we use it for transcoding our Teams meetings and stuff like that, and give us like next step plans about what we should do next according to what we've been talking about in our Teams meeting. So it's really great for that. But if you're not into the Microsoft system, then it's still pretty limited if you don't use it for data analysis. So let's go to ChatGPT first. Basically, how ChatGPT works is you go to chatgpt.com and basically create an account, and then you can start a conversation. Because when you've logged in, you can just basically write out a prompt here into the message ChatGPT part. It also gives you some like ideas what you can start with, be it like content calendar for TikTok or make me a personal web page. But as I said, the ChatGPT isn't the best at coding, but it can actually create like code for a simple web page and stuff like that. And let's go into the prompts. We will, in the hands-on section, I will give you a link to a lot of prompts that you can try out in the hands-on section that we will go in 15 minutes. But here are some of them, and we can go through what they mean. First, we have the social media content. Basically, we asked the ChatGPT to generate 5 engaging social media post ideas for promoting a travel package to, and in the brackets is destination. You can add your destination, targeting specific audience. In here, you should give as much information about who you're targeting it to. At least give like the age range, basically like 35 to 45, for example, British male working in IT and stuff like that. And then why we always want to generate at least like 5 posts is because as you see in the example on the right, when you get some options, it makes it easier to see which one works, which one resonates to you. You can actually like copy the one that you like and just have it like tell ChatGPT to make more like this, more options like this, and you can just iterate it and funnel it down to a diamond that really works in your marketing. Then we can do blog post topics. Basically, we can tell it list 10 blog post ideas related to travel tips for specific audience, focusing on destination or theme. For this one, why we have 10 instead of 5 is because the results are a bit, it's not as lengthy as the social media post. So that's why we have more room for ChatGPT to give us options, because ChatGPT has this what they call a token limit. So you can only have certain length of text that you can generate in one go. So usually if you go just like for the maximum amount of ideas, you just want like slogans, for example, for your next epic product or service, then you can usually go to about 50 different options until it starts to break out. And usually after 50 options, ChatGPT just runs out of ideas. Basically, it starts to just go through the same stuff usually. Martin asks, should we ask ChatGPT to combine 2 different ideas or do it manually? What's best? For combining 2 different ideas, I think it's a good idea. You can certainly like ask it to create one idea, then ask it to create another idea, and then combine those 2. Sometimes it's good to do in one conversation. Other times you can start a new conversation and just bring the 2 ideas there and have it start from scratch. Because sometimes if you have a really, really lengthy conversation with ChatGPT or even Google Gemini or Copilot, it can get a bit confused because it has so much information, it might start to focus on stuff that you don't want it to focus on anymore. So sometimes it's good to start from scratch and but it's good to combine stuff. It's like basic creative principles work here most of the time. You can combine stuff, just tell it to do like bolder stuff, or just like add more variety and try something really crazy, and you can like give it like small like adjustment prompts after the first result that will make it much better after that. So you should basically never be happy with the first option that it gives, because usually it can do much better if you just like give it some more instructions what you would like to see. Usually it's like you have some feeling about, like, you look, for example, at these posts there, you're like, well, I need something more, like it should be like more brave or more bold, more adventurous, and then you just write that out. You don't have to be perfect with your prompting, like how you write it out. I'm really lazy at how I write to ChatGPT after the first prompt, but it usually gets me still. So it's just important to be quick about it. You don't want to be stuck with your ideas. You want to write it out to ChatGPT, and you can also actually, as we see later, you can talk it out with ChatGPT. You don't have to write. If you don't like writing, you can just get the ChatGPT app and talk it out with ChatGPT. Then we have the customer engagement, which is basically drafting a series of email templates for following up with customers after their trip, including feedback requests and future travel suggestions. And especially with this kind of personalized stuff, it's important to check out the writing, that it's really understanding what kind of customer it is, because if you just, well, it's a basic idea. It's just like never just post it without checking it out first. And then we have the idea prompts, for example, for marketing campaigns. Propose a marketing campaign to attract adventure seekers to Lapland, including promotional strategies and potential partnerships, seasonal promotions, unique experiences, customer preferences. I have all of these in the file that I will give you in a few minutes when we go to the hands-on section. And then video ideas, gift ideas, feedback survey. The best practices for using ChatGPT is that always provide clear instructions, at least at first, like craft detailed prompts for best results. And by detailed, I mean that give it a lot of information about your goals and what you want to achieve. Then you should review and personalize. Ensure the AI-generated content aligns with your brand voice. And this is also something that you can train the AI to do, and we will probably go into that in the further webinars where we go more in depth to the tools. Then we can experiment and adapt. Also, you should always iterate. Like I said, you can give just short prompts. You shouldn't be too wary about how you write to ChatGPT. Just try to get it out of your system. It's like this basic creative way of just go with your instincts when you're searching for ChatGPT or the other tools to iterate what they've done. And should you get the paid version? Well, you should first try the free version. The paid version is $20 a month, €20 a month. And these days, even with the free version, you get to use for a few prompts the best version, the ChatGPT 4, which has advanced features with bigger memory, image document uploads, custom bots. And then there are usage limits. You get 15 to 16 messages every 3 hours with the advanced model. After that, you get to use the earlier model, which is not so intelligent, not so you can go really in depth with it, but it's usually enough for a few content ideas and stuff like that. And you can, with the latest model, you get the better quality consistency. And if you're using ChatGPT a lot, then like the $20 investment is the best investment you can do in AI field at the moment. Of course, while saying that, you can use the $20 also to Google Gemini or Microsoft Copilot or even Claude AI. Though all of those four are great options. You just try them all out and check which one resonates with you the best. And of course, you get all the advanced features with the paid tool. And like I said, you can also use voice with ChatGPT. You can install the ChatGPT app on Android or iPhone and sign into your OpenAI account. And then there's this microphone icon on the lower right corner, which you can just press, and then you can talk to AI and it will answer. And you can also see the conversation in text afterwards, so you can refine by writing after that. But it's nice. I've used this one, for example, when I'm driving and I need to do some like proposal for a client, for example. I might just start the conversation with ChatGPT and just talk it out and have some kind of nice framework to continue from when I get back to the office. So that's a really nice tool. And in ChatGPT, they have, after Midjourney, basically, my favorite image creation tool is inside ChatGPT called Dolly 3. You can try out that also. I have the image prompt here and also in the text file that I sent earlier, but which I will send later. And we'll just go shortly through the Google Gemini also and Copilot. Google Gemini you can access at gemini.google.com. I'll just write those all there, gemini.com, and what's the earlier word, gemini.google.com. If you have a Google account, you can use the same account here. And the basic idea works the same. You just write a prompt into the app. And these are the same that we went through earlier. And here are some Gemini prompts for trip planning, accommodation insights, activity recommendations, market trends and insights. As you can see, you can ask for like flight information, for example, to Lapland and stuff like that, and flight and transportation options to serve your customers better. And basically the same ideas about the best practices hold up here too. And this one, the Gemini Advance, is $22 a month, so it's a bit more expensive, not too much. Yeah, and then we have the Microsoft part also. I'll just go through this quickly. We can go back to this in the hands-on section too. But for the Microsoft Copilot version, you can go to copilot.microsoft.com to try that out. If you have a Microsoft account, you can use it with the same account too. And here are some market research prompts. Don't worry, you'll get all of these in one nice file in a second. And then competitor analysis prompts. And here you can use Copilot Pro, also €22 a month. And it actually uses the same ChatGPT-4 as ChatGPT. Basically, it's the same system underneath, but it's using some Microsoft adjustments basically there. And it's for my experience, like ChatGPT is bit better in most cases than Copilot, but Copilot does have the advantage of being connected to the Microsoft Teams system. So if you're, as I said, involved in that you should use that. So it's something you should check out for sure. And before we go to the hands-on section, just like the basic idea how you should get started with AI. First, you should pinpoint the areas that you can integrate AI to. Like it's probably some of the ones that we checked out during this 1 hour we just went through. And then usually you just know it like when you get interested, like, oh, what's that? Well, that sounds cool. That's probably something that you would help you in your day-to-day work. And then you should explore the different tools, like start out with the ChatGPT, Gemini, and Copilot, or even Claude.ai. Check those out. I'll just put also the Claude.ai if somebody was interested in that there. So you can test those out because they're all free to try. So just go nuts with it. And then after that, you should start small, but start active. Basically, you should just implement AI in one area first. After just, you can play around, but you should like pick one area where you're really serious about, like, let's implement this today. And then I'd say you should give yourself a goal of using it at least once a day in that field, like just to get used to it. Because usually when you start out, you're not going to get the best results because you haven't learned to use the tool good enough. Like 1 hour of webinar is not enough to make you a master of this. Like you should find your own way of using it in the best possible way. And that requires repetition. So you should just put yourself a goal like once a day, I'm going to use this for this. And then you should measure the results. Like just going to jogging, you see like, okay, I'm improving. If you're, for example, making blog posts or social media posts, it's easy to check how are their AI assisted contents that I've created, how are they faring, how are they bringing results. And then you can adjust and also see probably it's going to be great for you, and it's going to be even greater when you get used to it, you learn to use the tool. But for some, it might even be like, okay, this doesn't work for me. I tried it. For some reason, it's not working for me. I can try something else. And then after that, you can start expanding the usage. And usually you're just getting hungrier while you're eating with AI, basically. And remember to always add the human touch to the results you get from AI, and find the ideal workflow for how you want to use AI. All right. Now I'm just gonna stop the sharing recording. We're going to the hands-on section next. See you.